Yes, a million different journeys like no other, and each journey a dream experience, whether it's seeing places, taking part in activities, or being wowed by different authentic cultures and ways unique to Papua New Guinea. Lifetime adventures for anyone taking part in just about one of the million different journeys. Hello everyone. I'm John Higgins. Thank you for joining us for the launch of a television program to capture the million attractions to show tourists how real and authentic they are, incomparable, and they are not staged or colored. Later in the show, we talk to the Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Promotion Authority on where we are and how we are developing the tourism industry. We begin with two separate cultural attractions that are both as enigmatic as they are outstanding and memorable. The Mask and Warawagira Festival in East New Britain and the Crocodile Festival in Sepik. An age-old ritual, the Mask and Warawagira Festival remains sacred to the Pomio, Baining and Tolai people of the Volcano province. It's an event that has been penned in for every July and passed down generations.
The beating of kundus or traditional drums and the chanting takes you to another time and place. This is a tale of getting back to one's roots. It's about touching base with the very essence of what it means to be from East New Britain. The Mask and Warawagira Festival takes us to the volcanic shores of the East New Britain province, where the festival starts with a dawn-breaking ceremony called the Kinavaya. The mysterious and feared Duk-Duk and Tubuan emerge out on the sea on canoes, dancing to the rhythm of the kundus and chants. It's a spiritually important ceremony for the indigenous people, the Tolai, who migrated from neighboring Namatanai in New Ireland province. It signifies their landing on the East New Britain shore all those years ago. The ritual is traditionally intended to invoke the male spirit Duk-Duk and female Tubuan, and although there are Tubuans, the dances are all performed by men. In 2019, the Gazelle district had the honor of hosting the Kinavai at Raluana. Originally centered on the mask culture of the indigenous people of East New Britain, the Tolai, Baining and the Pomio people, the annual Mask and Warawagira Festival has extended to the rest of Papua New Guinea, making it a national event. The underlying message, keeping alive the stories of masks, songs, and dance.
Ministry, Lord Doyumiat, the Tourism Arts and Culture, and the Marape Stephen government, the current government. We got big patok thank you. The organizing committee who are behind Atwok Loyupla, Gazelle District Organizing Committee, Chairman Mr. Isaac Kilon, Naugata Wokman. Thank you. Lobikla Atwok Loyupla, Yupla Wokim, that is the event that we come up today. Thank you so much. Mass Festival, La Warmagira Festival, and we want a big event lo country. And we stop lo calendar, lo tourism inside lo country where only recognizing this event or some one national event. We like talk for some this event and we put in this event plenty tourists from around the world. Around the world we talk, you know, Australia tasol, the New Zealand no got from around the world. Only Sakam for this event. And I take this time once again to our visitors from outside the world who came in during the weekend and also yesterday. Thank you so much. We will make this event a much better event next year.
We play kan danis losan. So desa lo pay danis lo na remblo na ito so losan mi play plenty na kan danis lo san losem. Now desa la danis blo mi play na ya. Astem na reply em guki. Okay, now desa la now em kuman. So mi play ama lo kam soy manem something blo mi play. Baining na oraman. Mini blo desa la danis time baigat manem triple abung lo kukun mo basket blo ngol manindai o opi manem kain big pla house all this la kain danis wala seda all saya kamblo ama masimol all kain something wala seda.
But for us here in East New Britain, we always use this past festival apart from preserving our culture, which identifies us as people from this province. We also use this as an opportunity, as a vehicle, to better understand each other, to market our products, to improve our local economy here, and build trust and confidence amongst ourselves here. Both within East New Britain, among the different ethnic groups of East New Britain, and also PNG. I'd like everybody to move away from these 4 days of event with a clear understanding of the reasons why we are here. We are not here only to jump up and down, but we are here to also understand the principle upon which we exist here in this part of the world.
While the day takes up a sweat, the night ushers in a cool, eerie-like feel as the binding fire dances light up the Kokopo night sky on the opening night. The binding dance is dedicated to female fertility and gardening, where initiated young men, wearing masks almost their body size, run barefoot through a huge bonfire. Usually this is done all throughout the night or until the bonfire has completely died out.
I've had an absolutely wonderful experience so far in Papua New Guinea. I've dreamed of coming here for many, many years and was finally able to make it happen. And the people have been absolutely spectacular. Everybody's been really welcoming and very friendly. And this festival has far exceeded my expectations. I mean, the cultural aspect of it is unlike anything I've ever seen. So I'm so happy to be here. And I know this won't be my last visit to Papua New Guinea. I'll definitely come back.
We're really happy to be here in Kokopo. We've come from New Zealand, especially for the festival, and we've been rewarded with some amazing sights of local people expressing their culture. And what's really impressed us is that there's lots of Papua New Guineans here as well, looking at the dancing and the music, as well as visitors from overseas. So it doesn't really feel that touristy. It feels like a real sing-sing for Papua New Guinea, and that means a lot to us. And at the same time, we've managed to see some sights around Kokopo and Rabaul, and would like to express our gratitude to everyone here for the hospitality and the incredible welcome.
The National Mass and Wawagira Festival promotes the unique mass culture of EMBP in the East New Britain province. And this is an annual event held on the second week of July. Bear in mind, the second week, Wednesday of the next year, that's 2020. So if you are hesitating, you want to make in advance a booking, the second week of July on a Wednesday. Right? So it's all fixed. So there will be no change. This year's festival will mark the 25th anniversary of the event and is a cultural tribute to the people of East New Britain. The Tolai, Binding and Pomio. It has drawn tourists from around the world, offering first-hand appreciation of the celebration, traditions and culture that continue to play a central role in our East New Britain province.
There is not a day that TPA doesn't ring us. We are in contact all the time, and for us as a sister authority with TPA, it is the way forward. That's a partnership. TPA cannot always be in East New Britain. They must have somebody on the ground. So we work here and let them know that this is what we are doing. And so far TPA has been great to us, not only us, but as well as Milne Bay. They are the ones spearheading the World Bank projects, and our contact through to the World Bank is TPA. They are the middlemen, and they advise us on what to do and all that. So the partnership with TPA is a very good partnership, and we can't go without TPA. We have to be together. So far they've assisted us in a lot of niche marketing, capacity building, resourcing our office, and TPA has done that very well. And I hope that stays on, as we went through a transition period here in East New Britain, where the Bureau from the authority, and then there's a 3-year period that we have to go through. And during that period, TPA was always by our side, to be where we are now.
Traditional Mask and Warawagira Festival is an annual event penned every second week of July, and there are daily flights to Kokopo on both Guinea and PNG Air. But it's best you plan and book well in advance because the interest in this event goes as far as South Africa.
The Mask and Warawagira of East New Britain Province. A festival similar in authenticity and significance is Ambunti in the East Sepik Province. That's after the break. The Crocodile Festival next. And later in the show, an interview with Jerry Agus, the Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Promotion Authority. It's an important time next week for the people of Ambunti in the East Sepik Province, the annual Crocodile Festival, a cultural event that symbolizes strength and manhood. A Sepik culture that is the source of belief and legend. Here is a preview of next week, looking back at last year.
Happy to be here. It's so unique. It's a dreamy place.
The river people up and down the river changed mine and my children's life forever.
Where they have the Crocodile Fest, and it's just an amazing event. Just beautiful people, and just wonderful tribes from all over the country.
As usual, dozens of adventure tourists are expected at Ambunti, East Sepik next week for this year's festivities, marking the traditional significance of the Sepik crocodile. After the break, we talked to the head of the Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority, Jerry Agus. You're back to this new television program designed to let people around the world know that we have everything that they would ever wish as adventure tourists. We have 1 million different journeys. Tonight, we talk to Jerry Agus, the Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Promotion Authority, the man tasked to develop tourism to the next level. Mr. Agus has been with the Tourism Promotion Authority for over 12 years and as the Chief Executive Officer for over 3 years. He heads this potentially major economic industry now at the threshold of leaping forward on the back of APEC and with renewed government attention. Thank you, sir, for talking to us. As Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Promotion Authority, I guess your task is quite a daunting one when you have to bring in tourist and development industry, whereas the rest of the country probably is not attuned to attracting tourists. Must have been a hard job. Is a hard job for you?
Yes, John. It's a very difficult task for us at the Tourism Promotion Authority, trying to promote Papua New Guinea as a tourism destination, because the tourism sector in Papua New Guinea is still at its infant stages.
Okay.
If you look at it at the moment, the focus is currently on mining, petroleum, fisheries, forestry as the mainstays of our economy. And there's been limited discussion in terms of tourism. People think that tourism is not a major economic revenue earner for a country.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest struggle that we have been having over the years. But now it's coming to a stage where government is now starting to realize that the current industry that we are depending on are all non-renewable, unsustainable industries.
Okay.
So,
okay.
These industries have a lifespan, and shortly, it will come to an end.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, renewable resources are the way to go, and tourism is a renewable industry. Developed or given teeth, I think, in 1993 when the TPA, the authority, was established, and really get to the center, to the core of the tourism industry to attract people. We haven't really gone forward the way it should be. What has been the problem? How do you see it, and how do we go forward?
I think in terms of the tourism products, the things that really attracts tourists to go to any destination in the world, we have it all in PNG. No other country can match that in terms of the tourism products, in terms of our diving, surfing, bird watching, our cultures, our biodiversity.
Yeah.
You mean, I can name it and it can
the
go
branding,
on and
a million
on.
different journeys
that's
is
right.
that, yes.
We have all these tourism products, but for tourism, in order for it to really thrive in any destination, all the different sectors need to come together, because the success of the tourism industry does not purely depend on what Tourism Promotion Authority does or what the tourism industry itself does. It depends on other sectors as well. You look at law enforcement agency, you look at the infrastructure, you look at the prices of the ground services, you look at the airline connectivity, the prices of the airfare. So all these different things come to play a major role in order for a destination to be really thriving, like some of the destinations that we know of.
So, in other words, we have everything. Hey, come and see us, come and visit us, yet we are repelling them with all these things. How can that be? I mean, as government, as TPA, government administers this country. TPA controls tourism or tries to woo tourism. How can we change this to overcome these barriers and get people to come in? It is an industry set to take off. We are ourselves discouraging it.
That's right. Well, at the moment, like I said, we have huge potential to grow tourism. But there are a lot of things that we need to get it right. And I will name a few of them. One is the awareness of Papua New Guinea as a destination. A lot of people out there, and even potential tourists out there, right across the world, most people don't know where Papua New Guinea is. Papua New Guinea as a destination is just like another brand, another good that you want to sell it. You have to do more awareness and promotion about the destination. Most people, they don't know where Papua New Guinea is. So that means we have to do more awareness and promotion about the PNG brand. So that's one thing. In order for you to do that, you need to do more advertisement. You need to bring more foreign journalists to come and write stories about Papua New Guinea.
Ones,
that's right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you need to do about promoting and doing awareness about Papua New Guinea as a destination.
Yes,
and the events like APEC
Yes.
and the Under-20 FIFA Women's World Cup and all those events really helped us to raise the profile of Papua New Guinea as a destination. That's number one. Number two, for those people who know where Papua New Guinea is, there are some issues like the image perception of Papua New Guinea. Those people who know Papua New Guinea think that Papua New Guinea is very dangerous. Upon arrival, something terrible will happen. Whether that's true or that's false, but there's the perception out there in the market. So how do we reduce that? The only way is we need to create awareness back in our communities, back in the countries. We need to get more positive stories out there.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's the negative stories that portrays that bad things about Papua New Guinea.
Yes. But here is the irony. I think some of your statistics show that the things that tourists who do come here like the most are the people.
That's
they
right.
think that they're very friendly, they're accommodating, and the friendliest people, excuse me, they've ever met. Yet, a teeny weeny of those people dispel them, frighten
right.
them, and they make a huge impact that they don't come back again. How do we change that?
Well, the only thing that we need to do is try and get some positive stories out. That's the only way. Because in other countries, the typical example is in a city like Sydney or probably in a city like New York, there's some negative things happening. There's some shootings and there's some killings going on.
Oh, in America, there is one right now at a school, I think, and yeah.
But you see, there's more positive stories. So this one of negative stories is like there's no impact out there.
Yeah.
But for our case, most of the time we are getting the negative stories out there. So there's so many good things happen, but most of the time all these positive things don't get reported.
No. Okay, has APEC, and you mentioned APEC. It's one of a kind meeting we've had, conference, summit we had here. Huge, cost us a lot of money. We need some returns, and I think tourism is on the top. Are you seeing some change, some trends that are looking positive because of APEC with tourism?
Yes, John, APEC has made a huge difference for us from tourism. Different people have different take about APEC, but for us specifically within the tourism industry, it's a huge boost for us. One is it raises the profile of a country. A lot of people don't know where Papua New Guinea was, and now most people know where PNG is. That's a big plus for us. Secondly, there was this existing image perception about Papua New Guinea, that Papua New Guinea is dangerous, so they were looking forward what will happen to their presidents, the prime ministers, the delegations and all that. But after the event, nothing happened. Everyone made some positive remarks. about the experience in Papua New Guinea. So this was a major promotional campaign for us. So from us, APEC was really good, and we need to encourage more of that events like Under 20 Women's World Cup, the ACPU leaders meeting we held some times ago. The more events that we host in this country, and if we host it successfully, nothing happens, we are sending some positive message out. In that way, we can counteract the negative image perception that is out there in the market.
Absolutely. All right. What is your message for the ordinary person living in the mountain, living near some very nice place, some authentic place? What would be the message to these people to do their bit to woo tourists?
Well, Papua New Guinea, as you alluded earlier, is one of the most friendliest places as per the comments made by some of our tourists. They said, when they go to every other destinations, people don't treat them like that. In
They
the
never
villages,
say hello to them.
No, they said.
But here we grab them.
That's right. When they go to Papua New Guinea, they buy 2 or 3 things, they give another 2 or probably 1 free of charge. And probably after spending 2 or 3 nights with them, they shed tears the day they leave the family. So that's how hospitable our people are. So it's for us to look after people, it's part of our Melanesian culture. But it's the things that happen in towns and cities that tries to portray a bad image about Papua New Guinea. So my message out to the people living in rural areas where the environment is still intact, my message is a lot of these tourism destinations are now overcrowded. There's over-tourism. So people are looking for new destinations, and they'll be coming to us, and it won't be that far. We provide that authentic, real adventure experience to our tourists.
Okay. A million different journeys. Branding concept. That's, I think, a true reflection of the country when it comes to tourism. Is that working? Is that making any difference?
Yes, well, that brand and a tagline, Papua New Guinea, a million different journeys, really resonates Papua New Guinea. What we are simply saying is, coming to Papua New Guinea is just like going to 100, probably million other destinations. When you come to Papua New Guinea, you can do so many things. You can see culture, you can do bird watching, diving, trekking, almost everything. You can do it in Papua New Guinea. So it's a million different journey.
We're a one-stop shop for everything that a tourist wants. Wow. Okay, tourism numbers. Before I think you became the CEO, the tourism figures were in the 200,000 plus. How are we now? Are we increasing in the numbers? Are we decreasing? Are we stagnant?
Our numbers have actually plateaued off at around 200,000 mark. It's increasing, but at a very small rate. Our numbers went up, but since 2017 and then coming on to from there onwards, our numbers did not really pick up because of a lot of issues that we were having. So slowly we are trying to do more awareness and promotions about the destination, and then events like APEC and all these others coming on board. Slowly we can see our numbers improving. But you see, it's not only about what happens in Papua New Guinea that influence the arrivals. It also depends on what happens in the tourist source market, their destinations, how the economy is doing, whether people have enough income to travel overseas and all that.
Yes.
But I see that our numbers at the moment stands slightly over 200,000 mark, but we are hoping that our numbers will grow if we continue to do positive things about developing this country in terms of getting positive message out, doing more awareness and promotions, government putting more funding so that we can expose this country to a lot of people out there.
Okay. All right, we're running out of time. Just one more point. Fiji and Bali, tourists go there in numbers. In fact, their economy basically depends on the number of people go there. we can't equate that. Our tourists who come to us are a different group as opposed to them. Just tell the difference there a little bit.
Destinations like Fiji, Bali in Indonesia, like Phuket in Thailand, and all these are mass tourism destinations. These are a group of tourists, they just go in there, there's established infrastructure, there's several five-star hotels, they want to go and relax on a white sandy beach, have good food and wine and all that. Papua New Guinea is a completely different destination. It's a more adventure destination. When you come to Papua New Guinea, it's not about going to a place where you check into a five-star resort, you relax and all that. No, Papua New Guinea is not that type of destination. It's for real adventurers, like you want to go diving, surfing, kayaking, go into the jungles for bird watching, trekking. So it's not a destination for faint-hearted, but we can go to develop into a tourism destination like Fiji, where we can attract mass tourism if there is a massive investment in one particular area. For example, if we want to convert Kokopo into a mass tourism destination, then there must be some incentives by the government so that we bring in more investors who can build brand hotels, build golf course, develop an infrastructure so that then we can attract that sort of tourists, who are not adventurous, who just want to go to a different destination, relax, go into a five-star hotel and so forth. So it needs a lot of work from us as well.
Yeah. When we say adventure tourists coming into this country, they go out to the villages, out to the provinces, if you will, districts and everything. So that means that the tourism kina is already spread out into the rural areas and not necessarily concentrated in Leo, Port Moresby or Rabaul.
That's right. If you look at the type of tourism products and where it's hosted in Papua New Guinea, it's completely different to other countries. The good thing about tourism in Papua New Guinea is almost 99% of the tourism products are found in the rural areas. Okay. That's where bulk of our population are. So if you develop this industry, tourism industry in Papua New Guinea, we won't go wrong.
No.
Because diving, surfing, trekking, all these products are in the rural areas. So if a tourist visit them, the money directly trickles down to our local community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think people need to understand
this. That's right.
And not only do they have to be kind to visitors who come here, but make sure that their sons and uncles who are trying to dispel them by causing trouble are also disciplined and create a conducive, law-abiding community so that people come in. Just one final question. Yeah. Government is now positive, keen about tourism. The Minister for Tourism has presented a report in Parliament saying that tourism is the way to go. We have to develop this. It means that the government is serious about it and you're looking forward to something that's better than what has been in previous years?
Yes, we are having high hope that this government has already reaffirmed to support tourism in this country. We have strong key ministers, including the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, who are strong advocates of tourism. And by now, they know, and all of us know, that the industry that we are depending on is slowly coming to an end within this decade or the next. Yes. Some of these industry will be gone. So definitely there is no secret that we need to develop industries that can serve as a buffer industry so this country can depend on. And the obvious answers are there. We need to develop industries like agriculture, and we need to develop industries like tourism that is deeply rooted in the community. So I'm hoping that this government will really support us, stay true to their words. Most of the time, we have been talking about potential of tourism. Yeah. You attend every forum, you attend every gathering. We always talk about potential of tourism in this country, but I think there's no time for us to talk about potential anymore. We just have to make it happen.
All of those need to translate into the kina that we want in this country.
That's right.
Jerry Agus, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, John. It's my pleasure.
Jerry Agus, the Chief Executive Officer of the Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority, ending 1 million different journeys. This is a new television program aimed at developing the tourism industry in Papua New Guinea to realize its full potential. Thank you for watching. We'll do it again next week, another of 1 million different journeys. Goodbye for now.